How's it going, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down and going over the Jacksonville Beaches and the Jacksonville Southside Market Update Report for December of 2022. My name's Justin. I'm with the Real Keeper Home Team here in Jacksonville, and on this channel, we discuss everything real estate as it pertains to Jacksonville and the surrounding areas. So when I come back, we're going to be going over the market trends for 2022 as it pertains to these areas, so definitely stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So before we start, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and please hit the bell on this video so you get notified when we post more content like this in the future. So as we start, this is the Jacksonville Beaches and Jacksonville Southside market update for December 2022. So as we saw, we had 177 sales pending for December, and we had 466 actives that did not sell, they failed to sell in December, which actually left us with a pending to list ratio of 27.5%. 27.5% is actually less than we've seen in previous months, and just kind of highlights the fact that we are seeing less homes go under contract in relation to the homes that are on the market. With that being said, current inventory is being described as mildly active. So we are still mildly active as we were in previous months, and it just means that inventory honestly isn't increasing on its own on the seller side as far as supply goes. It's actually kind of increasing just because the demand has gone down a little bit. So we've also seen for December that the median price of homes pending and the median price of homes that have failed to sell are between $200,000 and $400,000. That's actually a little bit different than previous months. Previous months, we were seeing $400,000 to $600,000 for one or both of those metrics. So it just kind of highlights that not only are the lower price point homes at $200,000 to $400,000 selling at a higher clip, it also means that homes hitting the market that have still failed to sell are actually hitting the market at a lower number in that $200,000 to $400,000 threshold rather than the $400,000 to $600,000 threshold. And we did still see that despite all that, the median list price was still $549,000. So as you look at this graph, this first graph here just highlights the fact that we do have a much larger supply of homes that have failed to sell, which is in blue, compared to the amount of homes that are under contract in green. And as we get closer between those two numbers, what that kind of does go to show is that there's less homes for sale, and so at different price points, with less inventory means that there could be, a little bit hard to negotiate in some regards for a buyer. Now, we also saw that a total of 1,007 contracts closed in the last 6 months for a median price of $440,000. That's actually a little bit less than we've seen in previous months, and it just again goes to show that as interest rates and prices have both kind of increased at the end of 2022, we did see less homes sell towards the end of 2022. We also saw that for homes that didn't sell, but also are no longer in the market, that there were 355 listings that failed to sell. Now that's an increase from a couple months ago, and that could be for multiple factors. It could be because, maybe the real estate agent didn't put great pictures out there, didn't market it properly. It could be that maybe it was overpriced or that the condition didn't maybe warrant the price. It also could just be that the seller chose not to sell. Maybe they were just testing the market, or they just decided, we're good where we're at. So that's definitely something to kind of key into, though, as far as seeing, what not only didn't sell, but also what's no longer on the market. As we look at the next graph, this graph just shows the difference between the median days on market for homes that have sold in regard to, in compared to the ones that have failed to sell and have not sold yet. So what you actually see is that homes that have not sold yet actually have a much higher days on market than the homes that have sold. And we actually do see here too that the homes that are still on the market have a median time on the market of 64 days. That's over 2 months on the market without going under contract. It's a big, it's a much bigger difference compared to what we saw in previous months, especially as the market was at its peak, earlier this year in May and June. So we also saw that in the last 6 months, the median sold price of homes, like I said earlier, was $440,000, but the median days on market was 28 days on the market. How does that compare to the last 30 days? The last 30 days, we're actually seeing higher prices at $468,000, most likely because it's the end of the year and December tends to be a pretty busy month here in Florida due to homestead and people wanting to get in before the end of the year for homestead. But on the flip side, we did see that homes also had higher days on market of 37 days on market compared to 28 over the last 6 months. What this actually shows us is that the days on market does give us an indicator that it's a negative indicator for demand, just showing that demand is starting to slow down some, which, if you watch any sort of media or know anything with the real estate market, that's been kind of a common theme as we ended 2022. We also saw that the median list to sales ratio for the area was actually 98%. Now, in previous months, that actually was higher at 99, 100, 101, 102%. And so all that has gone to show is that sellers are starting to realize that they have to come down some of their price to be able to get their home sold. And buyers now are starting to realize they have the ability to negotiate because of the fact that there's less of them out there. Now, also, the last thing I want to point out is the absorption rate, or the amount of inventory in the market for the area, is still around 2.8 months of inventory. So what that means is if we don't have any new homes in the market in the next 2.8 months, we'd be out of homes to sell. And overall, this is kind of actually right in line with the last couple months, and we actually have seen the absorption rate kind of stay stagnant as we ended 2022, which just goes to show that due to the winter and due to the holidays, yes, there was less buyers, but there also was less sellers, new sellers, coming onto the market. So they kind of equal each other out. And then the graphs down here below, they just kind of show you the median sold prices and median days on market as we've gone through the year. And what you can see here is in December, we actually saw the median sold price finally get over what we were at in August after we had a couple months of decline. And for median days on market, we are still seeing a common theme where the days on market in previous months was around 30 days on the market. Now we're starting to push towards that 30-day threshold, and it'll be interesting to see how we go further in the future. And then lastly, we have this beautiful table here, plenty of data to take from it, but the two factors I'm going to key into here are the estimated months of inventory to kind of continue the previous theme, as well as the list to sale ratio for these different price points. And so what you can see is most homes under $1 million are still going to be in that strong seller's market, whereas homes over $1 million, we're starting to now get into a buyer's market, as highlighted with these blues and these yellows and these oranges. And we're also starting to see that homes in that $1 million or less are seeing 97, 99, 98% of asking as far as what a seller is getting in relation to what they had it listed for. Whereas at the higher price points, we're seeing 93, 92, 84, 81% of asking, which just means that at these higher price points, sellers are more willing to negotiate their price down to get their home sold. And so buyers are actually getting the home for less than what was originally being asked. So with that being said, if there's any questions that anyone may have, definitely feel free to hop on my calendar. I put a link to my Calendly in the description below in this video. And I'd love to, speak with you guys for, 30 minutes or so, 15, 30 minutes. So just definitely hop on it. Whether if it's buying a house or selling a home, or just want to know more about Jacksonville as a whole, definitely feel free to hop on that. And I'd love to speak to you. Also, if there's any other areas of Jacksonville that you would love to, know more about, and maybe see me do an update video on those areas, definitely in the comment section below, please go ahead and let me know which areas you'd like to see. And I'll make sure to start doing those videos as well as we move into 2023. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.